Hello and welcome to Steve's Vintage Model Builds. Welcome back to returning viewers and subscribers. Thank you all. I really appreciate your time. And a special welcome to new viewers. Hope you'll enjoy what you see. There are certainly better presenters out there with much more sophisticated graphics and so forth. But I hope you'll enjoy the time that you spend with me here. So today, I just put out a video on the Academy 172 Henschel turret Tiger B or King Tiger tank. And that was a result of a trip to the hobby shop, NRC Hobbies in Nanaimo. That's on Vancouver Island. So if you're on Vancouver Island, check out NRC Hobbies. Or if you're over to Vancouver Island from the mainland, check out NRC Hobbies. It's the only hobby shop north of Victoria on the island. And Matt runs a great business. He's fair as you could get. And I actually got a bit of news from him today about the Tamiya spray can paint debacle, which I had posted a very angry rant about when the ban occurred. I'm still angry, but at least now we have some sort of an explanation. And apparently, well, as I said, some sort of an explanation. So it turns out the Tamiya rattle can paints have something in them. Don't ask me why. That the Canadian government chemically didn't like. You know, they let you smoke marijuana until your brains blow out. They give you free fentanyl, but you can't have a certain chemical in rattle can paints. In any case, so it turns out that they had an ingredient that had been prohibited by Canada for quite some time, and but they kept shipping the product here, and people kept buying the product, and so on and so on and so forth. So now that brings me to two things. The first thing is, okay, fine. Okay, it's got something in it that Canada says it doesn't want in it. But the United States, Europe, Japan, probably the rest of the civilized world, doesn't ban it. So, you know, for a government that considers oil and gas to be a dangerous, deadly, horrible chemical, they arbitrarily and autocratically all of a sudden just boom. So, okay, fine, if that was the law and that were the rules, and yeah, and apparently Tamiya just wasn't willing to alter their formula. Why should they for such a small market? So to comply, and you know, so they came down with them just like they did with the truckers' protests and many other circumstances. They came down with them with the iron boot right on the neck, and I'm still angry because okay, fine, if you want to ban it, ban it, but they didn't just ban it. They ordered all the stocks that were already in Canada that had been bought and paid for by warehouses and retailers. They ordered it destroyed with no compensation. And there was no review of this. There was no blah, 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 blah. So anyways, I'm not going to get any more political than that. But I'm still upset about it. But now at least we have some sort of an explanation, even though it was, anyways. Okay, so here we are in the Canada. The post-colonial backwater, WEF fiefdom, where it snows a lot. It's kind of why we need oil and gas. So anyways, yeah, so it snows a lot here. And so this was nice, okay? We got a little maple leaf thing going on here. So, yeah, so that's nice. That's good. Yeah, okay. Okay, and, okay, as far as AMT is concerned, I love AMT. Round 2 has resurrected the brand. Yes, they're an American company. If you show me a Canadian company that makes really excellent model kits that people can afford. Oh, wait, plastic's bad. We're not even allowed to have plastic spoons. I guess there won't be any Canadian company doing that. So we're going to get our stuff from where we can get our stuff. Which brings me to, yeah, AMT, U.S. company. They also own MPC along with the Lindbergh brand names. And dude has he's done a fabulous job of resurrecting the brand and the hobby. Excuse me. So we have a snowplow, even though it's spring. We have a snowplow, and I thought, yeah, that's pretty cool. You know, they have this with different iterations, but this one has a snowplow and the salt spreader. Salt, putting salt on the roads. Oh my goodness, how horrible! All right, getting a little too political here. So just to give an example here, they do the reefer trailer. I think they do a Great Dane trailer. They do the Peterbilt long hauler, auto car, dump truck, which is different kit than this one, of course. And they do a Peterbilt wrecker. There's the International Transtar. There's the Ford Cabover. They do bulldozers, all sorts of stuff. Excuse me. Excuse me. Yes, I am enjoying a beverage. Can't you tell? AMT's not the, you know, they're not sophisticated kits. They got lots of parts, and one of the great things that they do is, especially with their car kits, is you get 2, sometimes 3 versions, including 2 or 3 engines, motors. So you always have lots of extra parts. If you're going to do like a garage diagram or a diorama, like I'm going to do with Joe's Power Plus service. And but you know, they can be quite complex, and you know, some of the older kits, I have to say, you know, some of the older kits you got to be careful. All right, go on ScaleMates. Go on YouTube and look at reviews and builds. All right, they're not perfect. They put out some old stuff. The molds have been cleaned up, but you know, the original design was still there, which can kind of be a little. But in any case, they're, for the most part, they're great model kits, and we'll see when we look in here. So we've got the $69.99 plus the Trudeau-Carney tax into Canada, which is about, you know, I don't know, 12 pounds, $15 US. Anyways, so yeah, so we've got the Ford LNT 8000 snowplow, featuring movable heavy duty 48-inch one-way snowplow. detailed salt spreader, authentic dump body with 3-section telescopic hoist and opening tailgate. Over 270 detailed parts. And we have more of that. Let me just here, raise this up a bit. There we go. Okay, so plated fuel tanks. There's a little shovel. Giant fuel-injected V8 diesel engine. There's the operating salt spreader, rear spotlight, amber flasher. Actually, they use blue now, so I'll have to do something about that. Movable heavy-duty one-way snowplow, tilting hood fender unit. See that? Telescopic hydraulic hoist. 10 hollow vinyl truck tires. We'll see about those. Massive dump body. Okay, guys, especially you, Sheller. We're not going to say anything about that. Plated wheels, mirrors, horns, bumper, and grill. Opening tailgate. Designed in the USA. Another good thing about AMT is not only do they design in the USA, they also, for the most part, manufacture in the USA, which is better than China. Excuse me. You know, you can say a lot about the USA and the stuff that's going on, but the USA didn't execute 4 Canadian citizens last year. And they didn't imprison as political prisoners multiple Canadians. Anyways, enough about that. Okay, so we have nice box art, special features, retro deluxe, movable snowplow, detailed sand spreader. Now they call it a sand spreader here. So over 270 authentic parts and expanded decal sheet. So we'll see about that. Okay, and this is their it's 125 scale. Catalog number AMT 1178/06. As I said, they do the same same configuration for different models, and so this is the 006. Whatever happened to 006? Poor fella, didn't make it. Another thing I like about AMT, right on the back here, especially with these bigger kits, you get to see everything that's in the box. All you have to do is turn it over, especially when they're shrink wrapped. You know, in the old days, you know, you just opened the box, right? But no, this is great the way they do this. This particular model is the 1970 Ford LNT 8000, and the L series, which was named after the Louisville plant where they were manufactured. Followed the F series heavy duty trucks. They moved away from that. Obviously, the F series now is their heavy duty pickups. They were made for both medium and heavy duty, and eventually Ford sold off its heavy truck division to Freightliner, and now these are still being manufactured, but under the Sterling name, Sterling trucks, which are good, sturdy trucks. So, you know, you say a lot about American auto manufacturers and so on and so forth. And yes, they've had some super dogs and some super disasters, some epic disasters. But for the most part, you know, you look at companies like Mack, You look at companies like the Chevrolet 2.5 ton, even Studebaker, especially Studebaker. They were doing it before anybody else came along. But you know, Ford, Chevy, all those American manufacturers, they produce some great heavy duty vehicles over time. So. Okay, so let's get the shrink wrap off here. Ooh, I remembered to say shrink wrap instead of cellophane. So the L series was the result of Ford moving away from the cab over design into the engine forward design, and this is very nice and sturdy. And as you'd expect with 250 parts, we have a lot of stuff. Okay, get this organized. Okay, so let's see what we got here. We've got we got quite a bit of stuff here. We've got Maple Valley County Road Commission, Bear Lake Roads, Upper Peninsula Commission, Simon's Snow Service, Volk Snow Plow, Meyer Spreaders. Ooh. Okay, Shellard, don't say anything about that. We have decals here for the various lights, and we have Ontario and Michigan license plates. I do believe we will be using the Ontario license plates. Now, they say this is 1972, but I believe this model year is the 1970. And then, of course, we've got all sorts of different numbers here for various different things. Or things, as they say in the USA. And we have a big whacker. Wacka wacka. big whack of chrome parts. I wish they wouldn't do this. Sometimes they put in a regular one too, but at least this one has some contour to it. But yeah, I mean, this was never chrome. But AMT does a good job with their chroming. And we can see here, we've got a nice look at that beautiful chrome grille. Can you see that? And there's no flash here at all. It's absolutely perfect. And we've got headers and manifold covers, all chromed. Chrome air tanks. Yeah. Their chrome is good. Okay, and we've got some axles here, and we also have some rather large vinyl tubing, which is nice. I'm not going to open the tire bag here. They feel pretty good. They've got really nice contours and tread, as well as name markings, or brand markings. So that's very nice. And here we have the cab and hood. Wipers are molded in, but yeah, whatever. A little bit of flash here and there. Nice panel lines for the doors. And then we've got the hood. Looks like a good fit once the bits of flash are trimmed. That's a business truck, eh? See that? Yeah. You know what? Gonna have to be done anyways. Is that a business truck or what? Yeah. Okay. Good stuff. You know, a lot of people know about the Willis Jeep from World War II and after. And but almost all of the Willis Jeeps were actually manufactured by Ford. Okay, and yeah, and so we have nice clear parts here. We've got roof lights, etc., tail lights, windows, and I don't see any flaws here. There's some, nice markings here. Yep. And then we got all sorts of red and amber colored lights here. We've we've got frame, transmission, and U-joints here. Here's the plow. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Yeah. And yeah, this is all molded in nice white plastic. The quality of plastic of AMT kits is excellent. And then here we have the dump bed and the sides. A lot of plastic here for $70. And again, I'm not seeing any, the molding is beautiful. We've got two seats, more differentials. I'm going to have to find out about that. Dashboard, motor. I saw like 3 differentials there. Oh, okay. Alright. Like I said, with AMT, they often give you more than... more than one option. Okay, and so we get 2 instruction sheets here. This is for the snow plow and salt spreader, which were added much later. That's why it's a separate sheet. When I mentioned about MPC, also owned by Round 2, and I never like to criticize, but you know, what I've seen of MPC kits, I'm not impressed. Yeah, whatever. They're not as good as the AMT kits, and the one experience I had with it, with an MPC kit, it was not good. So, okay, not everybody's favorite kind of instruction sheet here, but for those who like to put it up in on an easel in front of them, well, there you go. Okay, so engine. Optional, paint assembled engine, blue or yellow. I believe the Ford standard was blue, but later on it might have been yellow. And of course, transmission painted in aluminum. And you get the usual look over this instruction, blah blah blah. And I see nothing about, yeah, they're bad like this. They say nothing about the paint colors. There's, oh, here it is. Oh, yeah, they did put it in there. And but they don't give any, they don't recommend any manufacturer. They just give the colors. Okay, so we've got a nice big engine here that's fairly complex. It will be fun to build and paint up. Then we move on to the wheels, which looked all right, and you know, the rear wheels, they're doubled up, so they're different from the front wheels, obviously. They give you instructions here. Cement all cross members to right frame rail, then cement left frame rail to assembled cross members. Yes, that's what you should do. Okay, and then when you're finished with that, you put it on a flat surface and put a weight on it so that it settles and the frame doesn't get bent. You should do that overnight. Yes. Okay, then we've got, fairly simple assemblies here. Look at this. So we've got rear axles here, and the springs and spring assemblies, leaf springs, and whatever kind of spring that is. They're all one piece. Then we got cross members. They give you a nice detail here. Okay, we got two rear differentials, which you'd expect. Don't know where the third one came from, but we'll figure that out. And then we've got the putting the metal axles on. They seem to be, there were only two of them, I think, so they were just for the rear. Then we got the front axle and steering. Nothing complicated here. All very straightforward. Excuse me. May or may not. Oh, yeah. It says do not cement, so wheels should turn. And we got chassis final assembly, radiator, blah blah blah. To the other side, the dump bottom. Yeah. So now we move to the hydraulic assemblies here. How to put together the interior. Dashboard, nothing special there. How it goes together. And everything that goes into on the cab, windows, clear parts, grill. And the final engine details. So, what did they say? 250 parts? Over 270 parts. But no reason to be intimidated by that, because it looks like a pretty simple, straightforward assembly. Okay, so time to rate the kit. Excuse me. I use a 12-point scale, 10 standard points, up to 2 points for packaging, up to 2 points for the sprues, up to 3 points for the parts, and up to 3 points for the instructions. In addition to that, each of those 4 categories can receive a quarter-point bonus for any wow factors. And I also allow up to 1 full bonus point for what I call value, which is how many hours of enjoyment am I going to get out of this compared to the cost. So for this kit, the packaging was perfect. I got it at the hobby shop, so it wasn't banged, bashed, or whatever. It was shrink wrapped, and we got this to protect everything. So that's 2 points plus a quarter-point bonus for the cardboard brace. As far as the sprues are concerned, everything was complete. There was a tiny bit of flash, but nothing much. You know, all the locator pins and all that kind of stuff looked to be in the not inconvenient places. Quality of plastic's good. You know, as far as my experience with the AMT kits is the quality of plastic is always excellent. Details half decent. There were no warped or broken parts, nothing broken off the sprues or anything like that. Nice set of nice decal set. Give you lots of options there. So excuse me, that gets a quarter-point bonus. And then for the instructions, there were no general service and history notes, so I'm going to ding them a quarter on that. And they did come in 2, one for the snowplow and 1 for the truck, which makes sense economically, business-wise. So I'm not going to ding them on that. So yeah, 2.75 for that. That brings the total to 10. And for $69 plus tax, I'm giving this a 3/4 point bonus. There's a lot of parts in here, and you could easily spend I don't know, 10-15 hours on this easily. And so yeah, and some nice details and etc. etc. So yeah, so that's a total of 10.75. Seems to kind of be the average for kits I've purchased and rated. I guess maybe I'm consistent in the kind of kits I choose after having been burned a few times. So I'm careful about how I select a kit. And but when I saw this one, I'd seen the other dump truck. I've seen Peterbilt Wrecker. There were, but when I saw the dump truck, especially with the maple leaf, yay Canada. Yeah. So I think that'll, this is going to be a lot of fun to build, and might even put it into a snowy highway diorama. So. Okay, so that's it for today. Thanks to everyone for joining me. I appreciate everyone's time. Subscribers, returning viewers, first-time viewers. Hope you like what you see. And, I'm just going to finish up by, one of the wonderful things about our hobby is there are just so many subjects. So many subjects, so many scales, so many price points, so many price levels. You can go for the Qataris and the Ryefield models and and the da 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 la 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 la, and or you can go you can go a little lighter. You don't have to be beating your head in order to build a model kit. There's something just very nice and zen about not having to think too much. And you just follow the instructions, you work your hands, and you produce something that you can be really proud of. So thanks to everyone again. Appreciate it, and we'll see you next time. Bye now.